The Snowflowers have actually finally been revealed, and this is looking like quite an interesting archetype, considering they're all, what, frozen plants. So, oh boy, let the jokes begin. So, water plant level 1. So, during your main phase, you can take one sun or snowflower monster from your deck except for Petal, and either add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard. And you cannot swap summon monsters for the rest of this turn, except for plant monsters. Woohoo, we're plant archetype locked. That's what I like to see. During your opponent's end phase, if you control no monsters, or all monsters you control are plant monsters, and this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card. So, we get our Rhoda on a 0/0, which, I mean, we can toggle, well, we can't even toggle this out into Link Karibo. Like, plants don't even have a Link 1 for this. So, automatically we're out, like, on a stranded island with this guy. But hey, I mean, I guess you can at least get recursion for it. So, that's something. Alright, Sunflower Sprite Prim. Why does this look like a ghost trick? Huh. I wonder if this is done by the ghost trick artist. So, you can only use this card's first and second effects once per turn. So if a monster or monsters you control is tributed, you can special summon this card from your hand in defense mode. Okay, that's interesting. You can target up to 2 plant monsters you control, increase their level by 2 until the end of the turn. So if we tribute something, we get the ability to beam this out of our hand. It doesn't, like, for card effect as well. But this is really subpar so far. Like, we started off really good and then we hit this thing. Okay. Sunflower Sprite Shuriken. Man, this art is really nice. I'm digging, like, the petals and stuff. It's very reminiscent of, like, Trick Stars, too. Okay. So, you can only use first second effects once per turn each. This one's 1800. So you contribute this card from your hand or field. Target up to 2 plant monsters you control. Decrease their level by 2 until the end of the turn. We were once again in such a good place. And then these cards are worded like this. During the end phase, if this card is in graveyard, because it was tributed and sent to this turn, you can special summon it, but banish it when it leaves the field. What plant support do we have that is good with interacting with tributes? Because this is a... Ugh. I'm not digging this at all. Alright, Snowflower Sprite. She reminds me of the one check from Cardcaptor Sakura almost here. So, you contribute 1 plant monster to special summon this card from your hand. Alright, we're getting somewhere. Okay. This card is normal special summoned by a plant card effect. You can add 1 sunflower, or snowflower, spell and trap card from your deck to your hand. Alright, cool. So, automatically, if we... Actually, this is really good. Because if you open... You can go Petal, grab her, tribute Petal to actually summon her, and then you get a recruit off of her effect for the spells and traps. Alright, so that actually feels a little bit better for this archetype, because I was really scared here. Still don't get the increasing of levels, but okay. Sunflower Sprite Erica. I'm really digging the border. Like, okay. So, when an attack is declared involving another of your plant monsters, you contribute this card from your hand or field. Your battling monster gains 1000 attack and defense until the end of the turn. If a plant monster or monsters you control is tributed while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card in defense mode, but banish it when it leaves the field. Do I actually... Monster you control is tributed while this card is in your graveyard. So you tribute it in your hand to beam this out, but it's in your graveyard now, so do you get to recur it back out? I don't know. That's an interesting question, but okay. So we have an honest for 1000. All these stats are so bad. You notice, like, so these two are reverse attack and defense points of each other, and then same thing with these two. These two are reverse attack and defense points of each other as well, because you have the 1024, and then 24, 1000. I wonder if that was on purpose in terms of card design, but alright. Alright, so we got Sunflower, Sprite, Snowdrop. Alright, this feels like Kisara almost. Okay, so you contribute 1 plant monster, special summon this card, and 1 other plant monster from your hand. Alright. You can now special summon for the rest of this turn except for plant monsters. You can target one plant monster you control. The levels of all plant monsters you control become that target's till the end of the turn. So I assume that this is going to be how we cheese out the big Xyz. Notice that this is 12-26. This one should be 26-12. Yep. So, if your opponent activates a monster effect that targets a monsters you control, if you control a Snowflower monster, quick effect, contribute this card from your hand or field to negate that effect. Doesn't destroy, by the way. Auto sad face. If this card is in your graveyard, you contribute one plant monster. Special summon this card in defense mode, but banish it when it leaves the field. Alright, so then we have the Exceed, which just came out a little while back. So, this is the Snow Saint Teardrop. Now, she's 28-28, we can't invert her, and she is level 8. So she's 2 level 8, or rank 8, so she's 2 level 8s to make her. You can detach one material from this card and target one monster on the field. Tribute it. This is a quick effect. This card, while it has, this is a quick effect if this card has plant material. So, basically, you can tribute an opponent's monster with this if you want. So we're automatically off to a start. And if you're using it in-house in Archetype, it's a quick effect to tribute your opponent's stuff. And each time a monster is tributed, this card gains 200 attack for each tributed monster until the end of this turn. Okay, so this is a pretty big glorified, we contribute our opponent's monsters to interact and then gain power. Because we do stand at that 2800 pinnacle here. But, man, that is not very good for what we want to see for this archetype. Because, like, yeah, it's cool that they all get the chance to recur back when you fulfill a tribute effect. But increasing and decreasing these levels, not so good. I guess good news is with this archetype, you can put like 2 to 3 of these on the field. That's kind of what it feels like it's meant to do. Alright, next up, we got Stunning Snowflower. Okay. So, you can only activate one card with this card's name once per turn. You can also activate this card by attributing one plant monster. What? Oh, so they basically fulfill their effects. Okay. Add one sunflower, or snowflower. I want to keep saying sunflower. Monster from your deck to your hand. Then if you activated this card by tributing a monster, add one plant monster from your deck to your hand with a different name from the first monster, but the same original level. Okay, so it doesn't even say by attributing a plant monster on the field. I assume it means on the field, but do your thing on summon. Activate this tutor for whichever sunflower monster you want. And yes, that is an optional activation cost that is wrote on the card. That's interesting. Also the fact that we can tutor for this relatively easily too. Alright, that's pretty good. And then we got Swirling Snowflowers. I assume that that's our boss monster. And it's continuous, okay. If a sunflower, if a snowflower monster you control is tributed, you can make your opponent tribute one monster they control, their choice. Alright, well that's really good. Once returned during your end phase, if you control a non-face-up plant monster, destroy this card. They are really pushing you stick in-house for this archetype. Like, alright, Silent Snowflower. Okay. So, you can only activate one card with this card's name once per turn. You can also activate this card by tributing one plant monster. Special summon one Snowflower from your graveyard in defense mode. Then if you tributed a monster, you activate this card and special summon one plant monster from your graveyard in defense mode. So basically, you're tributing the additional to get out another one. Okay. Please be a negate. Snowflower Sheet. Okay. So, you only activate this card with this card's name. You can also activate this by tributing a plant monster. Target one face-up monster opponent controls. Its effects cannot be activated on the field for the rest of this turn. Then, if you tribute a plant monster, activate this effect. Take control of that monster till the end phase. And if you do, it becomes a plant-type monster. We did it. We did it, ladies and gentlemen. They gave us a Widow Anchor that lets us take control of our opponent's plant monsters. What? This archetype is good and bad. Like, the increasing and decreasing level monsters, I get that we have to make them in here because of our boss monster. But outside of that, like, the art's cool. But I don't know, I just don't see this being up to competitive standards for the format. But, you know, awesome artwork does that. Waifu tax will be high on this. So what do you guys think about the new I want to keep calling them sunflowers so bad. The new Snowflower archetype. Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. Well, guys, I'm out. Peace. The ride never truly ends. Thank you, patrons, for helping support the channel. Without you guys, I don't know if I'd still be doing this. And for those of you that like Cardfight Vanguard, FanCool40 is here for all your content needs. And those of you asking if I sell cards, mcoolgames.com for all your trading card game needs. Check the description for more interesting info. Thanks for watching, guys.